Um, so dignified work is about how do we get women into jobs which are better paid than the ones they're currently in, which are more secure, and which respect their rights and give them a sense of dignity in their own lives. So with dignified work, we're trying to reach a point where women have equality with men in the labour market. Can they get access to the same jobs that men can get, in the same kind of industries, to the same level of seniority in the organisations they're working in? Can their rights be guaranteed in the jobs that they have? So do they have a living wage? A wage that covers their living standards and that they can have savings from? Is their job safe? And then it's about, even if you have women who have good jobs, what do you do to support them to control the wages that they earn through those jobs, to control their earnings? So we want to make sure that women can access good jobs, can enjoy good jobs, and then can control the wages that they earn through those jobs. And that creates economic empowerment for women. The biggest barriers to dignified work for women in Southeast Asia, there's probably a couple. One is very deeply entrenched social norms about the types of jobs that women should and shouldn't do. Often the jobs that women move towards, jobs that they have access to, are the least well paid jobs. And they're also jobs that less opportunities for career progression and growth. And then one of the other kind of key issues is a lack of voice and negotiating power. So to enjoy decent working conditions, it's often necessary to create a situation of dialogue between workers, worker organisations and their employers and the government. And what you see in a lot of countries in Southeast Asia is that dialogue process is either not there at all or it's just not working very effectively. Yes, so a good example is some work that CARE supported in Cambodia, working with beer promoters. So these are women who sell beer in beer gardens to men. CARE worked to create the Solidarity Association of Beer Promoters, which is a worker organisation that provides training and services to the beer promoters on what their rights are and soft skills to build their confidence. CARE also worked to create the first code of conduct for the industry, and we've seen particularly a reduction in the number of cases of sexual harassment that workers themselves perceive. It's been a great week working with CARE Vietnam. We have a regional strategy on dignified work in Asia, focusing on promoting the economic empowerment of women in the garment industry, and CARE Vietnam is playing a leading role in that strategy. And we have 3 really great new programs that will be kicking off soon in the garment industry in Vietnam, focusing on tackling sexual harassment in the industry and also on worker organising in communities so that women workers can raise their voice and advocate for their rights themselves. Vietnam is soon going to be revising its labour code, which is a great opportunity to start working with the government and other actors in civil society to influence labour legislation in Vietnam. So specifically around issues on gender-based violence, but also on rights of workers to join unions. And there's also an opportunity at the International Labour Organization, the ILO. We're talking about what Vietnam could be doing with stakeholders right here to support that convention. And finally, outside of the garment industry, we've been talking about what other work on dignified work CARE Vietnam could be doing. So these are women who move from rural parts of Vietnam into the urban centres, but don't get jobs in kind of garment factories, but instead work in the really informal parts of the industry. And we're looking at what kind of strategy CARE could take to promote dignified work for those kinds of women.